Let's take a closer look at China's response to these tariffs with NBC News international correspondent Janis Mackey Frayer. She joins us from Beijing. Janis, good morning. So we'll ask you similar questions here. We do know China has previously said there are no winners in a trade war, but tell us Beijing's reaction to this 10% tariff and any retaliation plans there like Mexico and Canada.
Well, President Trump has made no secret of his intentions around tariffs on Chinese goods. He followed through on it during his first term, and he talked about it a lot on the campaign trail. This time, the 10% tariffs are on all Chinese goods. That includes the list 4B items that weren't included the last time. So things like TVs, laptops, toys, iPhones. Think about the number of things that are made in China that you use or wear every day. Markets across Asia were down today on this news and the uncertainty of what could be a prolonged trade war. China's Commerce Ministry released a statement over the weekend. It's a national holiday here. Officials are vowing unspecified countermeasures. So it's unclear what they might be, but given the dependence on supply chains here and the time that China has had to think and prepare for this, those measures could sting. Joe and Savannah.
So, Janis, China says it's planning to file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization. Tell us how that might work and what it could achieve.
It probably won't achieve much, and that's for structural reasons at the WTO, because for years there have been too few judges to hear cases. The U.S. has blocked the appointment of judges since President Trump's first term. So on legal avenues at the WTO, there are limitations. But there are strategic considerations that we should talk about, too, that could benefit China. Critics are saying that the chaos that's being created could push other countries, like Europe, to strengthen trade with China as a counter to what's seen as unreliable trade agreements with the U.S. Remember, too, Beijing has also been investing very heavily in the EV industry and clean energy, solar panels, at a time when President Trump has also said that the U.S. is going to back away from those types of investments. So Beijing is saying it still wants a stable relationship with the U.S., but China is saying that these tariffs, are a serious violation of international trade rules. Joe.
Hey, Janis, I also want to ask you about something we just discussed with Gabe, because it's also one of the reasons why the president says he's imposing tariffs on China. He's accusing the country of producing and sending fentanyl or the components used in making it to Mexico and Canada, and then he says that comes into the U.S. What is China saying about that particular accusation?
This move of President Trump to invoke national security to unravel long-standing trade agreements is China takes exception to this and to the accusation that it's been doing too little to stop the flow of fentanyl. The Ministry of Public Security released a statement today saying China was the first country in the world to officially schedule fentanyl-related substances as a class in 2019. The Foreign Ministry also added to that today, fentanyl is an issue for the U.S. In the spirit of humanity and goodwill, China has given support to the U.S.'s response to this issue. The U.S. needs to view and solve its own fentanyl issue in an objective and rational way instead of threatening other countries with arbitrary tariff hikes. That from the Chinese Foreign Ministry. Beijing has long said that if the U.S. wants to control the opioid crisis, it has to look at demand and, in China's eyes, not put the blame on other countries. Fentanyl has actually been one of the few areas where China and the U.S. have had talks and progress in recent years. I've talked extensively with the former U.S. ambassador about this. He had said that talks have always been directly linked to bilateral relations, and he warned just last month that if tariffs were tied to fentanyl, then China would simply walk away from talks. Joe and Savannah.
All right, Janis, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.